first I thought he was joking.
Johnny, there are moves afoot to clamp down on what governments call misinformation on social bloody platforms. Yeah, there's a bit of that going on, Johnny. Yeah, actually the hard part about being in government, isn't that a bloody... Yeah, actually the hard part about being in government is convincing the people that the bullshit bloody line the government might be taking, that the road they're heading down is right. Well, I suppose they don't say that. Yeah, it's not doing what the public want, it's actually doing what the government wants to do and dragging the public along with it.
People no longer trust the media, and with good reason, because there are numerous agencies that are being deployed to crush dissent when it comes to important issues like, well, public protests for one thing, dissent against war for another.
And they want to convince the public out there, you and me, and everybody out there, that the course they're taking is the correct one. But Johnny, who's running the bloody joint? Are people running the joint for governments to follow, or are governments running the joint for people to follow? They want to do things of their own accord and have the poor old dumb sucker public like us just follow along gracefully. Right, yeah. Obediently. Right, yeah. And without question. Right, yeah. Yeah, otherwise they wouldn't be so worried about what was going on on YouTube and fucking TikTok and all that sort of stuff. Right, yeah. Here's Barack Obama. Yeah, Barack. The fabulous Barack. And he's turning out to not be the sort of person that I bloody thought he was. Barack Obama? Barack's fabulous, Johnny. Oh, he can do no wrong, Barack.
Let's get into it.
Understand, it's not necessary for people to believe disinformation in order to weaken democratic institutions.
So he's saying that misinformation is dangerous even if you don't believe it. That's to stop you saying, well, I'm able to watch content myself and decide for myself whether or not I think something's true. If I see something that's plainly ludicrous, some outlandish theory, I'm able to discern and decide using my intellect, my relationships, my understanding whether it's true. Barack Obama is saying, no, it isn't. You are not able to make that decision. That's authoritarian. He stands...
Right, yeah.
You just have to flood a country's public square with enough raw sewage.
As a side note, if Donald Trump used incendiary language and evocative imagery like free speech being compared to raw sewage, liberals would say, oh my God, I can't believe that Donald Trump compared free speech to raw sewage. But there's Barack Obama doing it, but he's at Stanford and he's, got a documentary on Netflix, so it's all cool.
You just have to raise enough questions, spread enough dirt, plant enough conspiracy theorizing.
Jesus, he doesn't sound like he's in favour. I suppose what it boils down to, Johnny, is if the governments of the day can convince the people that they're actually free and make them think they're free, and in actual fact they're not free at all, that's probably the best outcome they can have.
How the legacy media and mainstream benefit from being able to control narratives, and how it is their job to normalise and amplify the agenda of the powerful.
That citizens no longer know what to believe. Once they lose trust in their leaders, in mainstream media, in political institutions,
pick one, and I'll give you a reason not to trust them.
In each other, in the possibility of truth, the game's won.
So that is Barack Obama, statesperson for the establishment, mouthpiece for establishment interests.
So is Barack afraid of free speech because it'll fuck up what he reckons he needs to and wants to do? Who's he working for now, this bloody Barack? Yeah, it's like a sort of brainwashing, Johnny. If the people of the world think they're free, being told that they're free, they've got freedoms and all that sort of shit, they'll start to believe they're free. But Johnny, who's running the bloody joint? But in reality, they're getting more and more compressed into this ball of bloody dystopia. And they don't even know it. It's a great bloody scheme. So maybe we have to... If people are getting around thinking they're free, when they have fuck all freedoms at all. But wouldn't that mean bloody changing the whole system, Johnny? Do we really want to change the system and have a freer and happier society?